Consistency is the key to success that many people overlook. While motivation can get you started and talent can give you an edge, it's consistency that turns short-term efforts into long-term achievements. Whether you're aiming for personal growth, fitness goals, career advancement, or a creative project, being consistent is what builds momentum and delivers those lasting results. So let's jump into it. Fast car goals. The C in cars stands for consistency, but how did I get to that? Why did I think consistency was so important to put into the system? Consistency is so important to put into the system because when I sat down and I analyzed everything, when I was in the fire department, we used to come back from fires and we would sit around the kitchen table and we would talk about what happened on the fire ground and what everybody experienced and how we could get better for the next fire. So everybody learned from everybody. The inside team, who puts the actual fire out, and the outside team, which is the guys that break the windows, let's say. Everybody has their own challenges, and we can all learn from each other. So I brought that to my fast cars planning session. I sat down and I wrote down all the times I set a goal, all the goals that I set. And I thought about on each goal, I would list out like, did I achieve this? Did I achieve it 100%? Did I achieve it a little bit? Did I achieve it for a couple of months? And then it waned off. Like, what were the commonalities between all the goals that I set, all the goals that I achieved, and all the goals I didn't achieve? And one of the biggest commonalities, the most prevalent, was consistency. When I was focused and taking consistent action towards a goal that I had set, I was more likely to achieve that goal. How do we become more consistent then? That becomes the question. If that statement's true, how do we become more consistent? We become more consistent by breaking the task down into very small, tiny little action steps. We take those small action steps on a consistent basis. That means each and every day. I learned that in a very striking stat from Jeff Olson out of The Slight Edge. He said that you become 1% better each day. Over the course of a year, you then become 37 times better at that particular action, achievement, goal, whatever it may be. You want to post YouTube videos and you're not sure on how to do it. You post a video every day and you eventually start paying attention to the titles and the thumbnails and how you're going to intro the video. You start paying attention to how you're going to edit the video. You start getting 1% better each and every day, and then that skill set builds itself out. Kind of happens organically. It's an amazing process when you're in the middle of it. So how do you become consistent, right? How do I remember to stay focused? How do I remember to stay consistent and take those actions? Accountability. I recently want to drop weight, and a friend of mine wants to drop weight. My friend lives across the country. We text each other our step count at the end of the day, and we text each other a snapshot of our calories at the end of the day. It's accountability. The one person that we always lie to, is ourselves. We lie to ourselves because it's easy, because nobody will know. But now when my friend is my accountability partner, I can't lie and say I went for the walk. Well, where's your steps? For me, I can come up with an excuse, right? I could be like, oh, I was busy. I had to take the kids to school. I had to go grocery shopping. I had to fix the water heater, whatever it may be. But for my friend, I can't say that. I can't make excuses. Literally, our shirt says results over excuses. That's our shirt. We can't make excuses. So accountability by the way, is the A in fast cars. The A stands for accountability. But accountability is one way. Another way is to set reminders for yourself. I'm a big fan of putting Post-its all over the house. Setting reminders on our phone. Setting reminders where we're constantly going to look. I put reminders on my steering wheel. Because when I sit in the car, I have to look at the steering wheel. It's kind of like the bathroom mirror, right? Some people say put it on the bathroom mirror. So setting reminders is another way of becoming consistent. Why is consistency the key to success? Or at least one of the keys. The why is relationships. When people know you as a consistent individual, people will then begin to trust you. And when they trust you, they're more likely to present opportunities for you. You take advantage of these opportunities, and you continue to get 1% better. And at the end of the year, you're 37 times better at that skill set. You have 37 times the amount of opportunities. Consistency breeds familiarization. If I know you're going to act in a certain way, then I trust you. And if I trust you, I'm going to build a relationship with you. And through that relationship, opportunities can blossom. What else did I write down here? Consistency helps you focus on the 20% that moves the needle. 20%. So there's a Pareto principle out there, 80-20. 20% of all your actions account for 80% of your success. So if we could just identify that 20% and then take action on that 20%, we could crush it. We could absolutely knock it out of the ballpark. Consistency helps us identify that 20%. What's the 20%? Think about all the actions you take. Do a firehouse scenario for me. Sit around the kitchen table, write out everything that you do, and as you write it out, every action goes on a different Post-it. Those Post-its get plastered on your desk, on the wall, on the window, everywhere. And start making correlations. Start finding patterns. What are those things that you're doing that are actually moving the needle? And when you identify those actions, now take action every day on those actions. You know that when you're sitting on the couch watching Netflix, that's part of that 80%. But when you're sitting on the couch watching YouTube with a notebook in your hand, taking notes on what people are doing that are getting their videos watched so that they have the highest impact, that may be part of your 20%. Doing that research. So identify those actions that are truly moving the needle, and then go and do those actions on a daily basis. Set up reminders for yourself. Set up alarms on your phone. Set up Post-its. Tell people so that they can ask you. It's all about keeping it front and center in your mind. It's about having the focus to keep it in your mind so that you take action on it. 1% better every day, 37 times better over the course of a year. So imagine if you got 37 times better this year, 37 times better next year, and 37 times the following year. In 3 years, you'd be a wrecking ball. Everybody wants it now. You can't have it now. You have to work for it. And you have to work smartly for it, intentionally for it, strategically for it. And that's the 20%. So I'm going to leave you with this. Success is about doing small things consistently, even when you don't feel like doing them. You got to play pro ball. The pros do batting practice even when they don't feel like doing it. Jordan and Kobe throw free throws even when they don't feel like doing it. Phelps jumps into the pool even when he doesn't feel like doing it. So what is your 20%